Hello, everyone. This video is part of the TESL Ontario Employment Series and focuses on employment in the public college sector in Ontario. I am Dr. Danielle Freitas, and as a member of the TESL Ontario Colleges and Universities Committee, it is my pleasure to talk to you today about ESL and EAP employment in the public college sector in Ontario. As you may know, the main goal of the ESL and EAP programs at public colleges in Ontario is to prepare students to successfully complete their college programs or start their careers. Although these programs vary from college to college, they usually offer courses which focuses on a combination of language skills, speaking, listening, reading, and writing, and also language systems, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, for example. Academic rigor is present as part of the academic environment at colleges, and students have access to a variety of support systems, such as tutoring services, academic counseling, and others. If you are looking for a job as an ESL or EAP faculty at a public college in Ontario, knowing how the sector works and being well prepared for the process are key to improving your chances to obtain employment in the sector. Now, let's start by looking at how the sector works. There are two main types of faculty employment at colleges: full-time employment and contract employment. Full-time faculty employment is highly regarded, competitive, and only a few positions are usually offered. When they are offered, full-time ESL or EAP college faculty positions typically require at least 5 years of varied ESL EAP teaching experience and a master's degree as their minimum requirement. And sometimes you may see a PhD preferred as well, or even a PhD as a minimum requirement. Many colleges may also start their hiring process internally, and only if the position is not filled internally will they open it externally. The full-time hiring process is lengthy and usually involves at least 2 committee interviews and a teaching demonstration. Full-time college faculty positions are unionized. And for you to know more information about the salary, benefits, pension, vacation, and more, you can check the Academic Employments Collective Agreement. And this is an agreement between the College Employer Council and the Ontario Public Service Employees Union. Again, and it's freely available on the internet. Now, contract faculty employment is also competitive, but many more positions are typically offered. This position is usually, the contract employment actually, usually requires 3 years of varied ESL EAP teaching experience, and at a minimum, the OCELT TESL Ontario certificate. However, it is common to have a master's degree in the field or related field as the minimum requirement. Now, it is important to know that this type of employment is divided into 3 categories: part-time, sessional, and partial load contracts. Part-time and sessional contracts are not unionized and don't offer benefits. If you are a part-time faculty, you may teach up to 6 hours per week. And if you're a sessional faculty, you may teach more than 12 hours per week. But sessional contracts have limitations in the number of hours worked within a 24-month period. On the other hand, partial load contracts are unionized, offer benefits during the contract, and partial load faculty may teach between 7 and up to 12 hours. Okay. More information about the partial load position can also be found in the current Academic Employees Collective Agreement. Now, the hiring process for contract faculty usually involves an interview with the associate dean and the program managers or the coordinators. And in a nutshell, that is the contract faculty information in public colleges in Ontario. Now, another important consideration to keep in mind regarding how the college sector works is its planning cycle. ESL and EAP programs will usually be planned months in advance of their start date. And this may influence when new faculty are hired. So although ESL and EAP colleges will vary in terms of how many intakes they offer, it is common to see programs with 3 start dates a year. That is in September for the fall term, in January for the winter term, and in May for the spring term. So hiring for these terms may take place 1 or 2 months in advance of each start date. In addition, it's also relevant to note that last-minute hires are not uncommon. This is especially true when the number of students enrolled in the program is higher than expected. In this case, you may see the hiring process taking place 1 week or so in advance of the start date of the programs. Well, now that we know a bit more about how the Ontario college sector works, let's focus on some tips to help prepare yourself well for a college position as an ESL or EAP faculty. As with any other ESL or EAP job opportunity, building a professional network and getting to know other ESL or EAP college faculty and administrators are crucial to help you be known in the ESL and EAP college sector. So attending conferences and events, being active in your professional networks such as LinkedIn are common ways to do so. Another way to make yourself known is to introduce and make yourself available to the responsible for the ESL or EAP program you're interested in. As I mentioned before, last-minute hires are not uncommon, and being known by the college faculty and administrators can prove helpful in the circumstance. Now, when we're thinking about resume writing, it's really important to know that the associate deans and program managers are typically extremely busy and usually have a few minutes only to look at your resume. As a result, a first good impression is essential. So make sure your resume is free of errors, no spelling mistakes, and that information is clearly organized. So avoid cluttered resumes, like with irrelevant details, as it can cost you a chance for an interview. Experience teaching in the college sector is usually considered an asset. So if you have this type of experience, make sure to showcase it in your resume. And if you are selected for an interview, ensure you do your homework and you get to know as much as you can about the college and the program you're applying for. For the interview, you will be expected to demonstrate your knowledge of the English language and pedagogy, and also essential employability skills such as teamwork, adaptability, flexibility, leadership, communication, and resilience. However, in order to be successful, you will also need to be a good fit for the position. In this regard, knowing information about the college and the program, for example, the policies, the academic culture, the typical student population, will definitely help you understand the ideal candidate for the position and help you showcase your knowledge, your qualities, your attributes accordingly. Right? As college faculty positions are usually very competitive, demonstrating how you are a good fit for the position can be decisive. Lastly, I want to conclude by reiterating the importance of building a robust professional network. Being well known in the ESL EAP college sector can really get your foot in the door. ESL and EAP professionals are naturally social, and this means that a friend of a friend is likely to know you if you have a strong professional network. So get yourself out there and don't be shy. Thank you for listening and best of luck in your job search and professional career.